gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, we're talking about how to save on taxes. It's almost tax season right now. And through April 15th and beyond, there's a way that you can always save on your taxes. So we're going to talk about that because it has something to do with investing. It's awesome, ladies and gentlemen, because if you know that you can pay 15% or less in taxes, don't you think you should pay attention to what the millionaires and billionaires boys clubs do? I think so. And we have a lot to talk about. Plus, stay tuned and welcome. Stop Struggling Now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for being here. And please share the videos. You know why? Because the YouTube gods, you never know what they're out here doing. So make sure you let people know. Again, it's going to be one hell of a ride in 2025. In fact, it's already started. I went down to the grocery store today because on Monday, on the Money Making Monday live stream, I proclaimed the tariffs were actually already going to be implemented inside grocery stores. And sure enough, they did not disappoint. Last week, eggs were $1.99. Today, for the 18 count, the exact same ones, $5.19. Avocados, 3 for $2, I believe it was. Each one now, the small ones, 88 cents each. And the bigger ones, $2.37 a pound. It's already started, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, as I predicted. So this is why you have to save any amount of money that you can and use it for investment purposes, buying assets. And in case you're new here, it's very simple. If you buy some asset, it pays you. If you buy something and you can't go to sleep and it does not return any money to you, then that is not an asset. That is not something that you should be putting your money into. Liabilities are totally off the table in 2025. No car buying. I would hesitate to even say no home buying. But I'm going to say no home buying, no car buying, no credit card debt. You got to stay away from any IOUs that's going to be a liability. Unless you're buying something that returns an investment on you, then therefore you cannot get a tax deduction. That's what we're talking about. It goes hand in hand. Investing and tax savings go hand in hand. So let me see what else is going on. We have it where tonight you're going to have to become a subscriber of the channel if you want to get in the comment section. That's only on YouTube, only on one platform, not all platforms. The other platforms, I just want to let people know, thank you so much. And we need more followers on Instagram. All right. That's what we need. So go over to Instagram. We are Stop Struggling Now on Instagram. So go over there. We have 945. We're trying to get 1,000 before the end of the year. We're only at 945. So go over there and show some love. Also, we always talk about free stocks. Get your free stocks from Robinhood and Webull. The links are down below in the description box. If you are on the YouTube channel. All right, just letting you know. Everybody else, I'll put it into the chat room for Robinhood Webull. But some people would say, you know what, Eric, I don't want to invest in stocks. I'd rather just put my money into a set it and forget it environment where I pay money into something like Wealthfront. Wealthfront does free management, no management fees. Why? Because you have less than $4,999 in your account. They don't charge any fees to manage your money. So therefore, Wealthfront is a link down below in the description box as well, just so you guys understand. Now, we got a lot going on because in May 13th, 14th, and 15th, if you want to come and find out about Dominican Republic real estate and investing, no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry, then I suggest you come on down. You go sign up at stopstrugglingnow.com or ssnlifestyle.com. That's why it's called the SSN Lifestyle Punta Cana Investors Forum. We help you out. You get lawyers. You go talk to lawyers. You don't have to hire them. But part of what we do is that you get to sit down with lawyers in a roundtable environment. Everybody gets to ask questions. It goes as long as you want to ask questions generally. It could be 30 minutes. It can be 20 if nobody has questions. It can be an hour if people start having a lot more questions. Because remember, Dominican law is different than United States law. Therefore, you have to have an attorney in DR and know DR rules and regulations and laws. That helps you out. Second day, we go see some projects. Some people will present some projects for you that you may or may not be interested in, but nonetheless, you'll know and you can see, hey, this is what's going on. And then the third day is banking. You can go around to your banks, or we can have it set up where you can go to your banking because you don't want to show up in the Dominican Republic and walk in a bank because first of all, you need to speak Spanish most of the time. Second of all, you'll be there 5-6 hours that way. You don't want to be in there 5-6 hours. All right. You want to be pre-approved before you show up. So that's why you got to sign up early because the first 5 people, it's $199. That does not include anything else. You're going to have to pay for your airfare and hotel. I suggest you stay in Bavaro. All right. Now, let's keep it moving because we have a lot to talk about. And I have a lot of promos, it feels like, that I'm going to be talking about. And again, if you like coffee, you have to go order your coffee from our own Professor Auntie Val and family with beachfrontjava.com. Now, I'll make this short and sweet because tonight, I'm just going to say, go to beachfrontjava.com, go see the many different varieties of premium blended coffee from the best coffee locations in the world: South America, Central America, Indonesia, African beans. And then use the promo code SSN Lifestyle, all capitals, one word, SSN Lifestyle. And that'll give you discounts for life after your first order. It's that simple. You can't get any easier than that. Free shipping in the United States. And tea is also on the menu when you go to beachfrontjava.com. So again, in the chat room, I'm putting down Webull where you can actually go get your free shares, at least one free share, or 2 or 3 or 4, depending on the promotion that they have. And then not only will I do Webull, I'll put in Robinhood. That's going to be up next. And then I will put in Wealthfront. All right, so let me see who's in the house tonight. It looks like we have, hold on, I missed somebody. Post-retirement travel is here. An investor, ladies and gentlemen. Some of these tax savings, one of them that I know that he has done is he puts money into his 401k. When he put money in his 401k, he gets a tax deduction. That's how you save on taxes, by investing in yourself. Now, some of you would say, I have a 401k at my office. That's nice. Some of you will say, hey, Eric, I don't have a 401k because I'm a self-employed individual. Well, congratulations. go to TD Ameritrade, aka Schwab, and they will have a business 401k that you should set up. Why should you do that? Because if you are the owner of a business and you have a 401k and you deem yourself as an employee and a solo 401k, if you're married, your wife automatically can be an employee of the company. Why does that matter? Because if you both can put in $10,000, $20,000 together, and then in your articles of incorporation, you set it up where you say, you know what, we're going to do matching. So let's just say you match 10%. And let's just say to combined, you put in $30,000. The employees. Now your business is going to put in another $3,000. So now it's $33,000. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. But I get a tax write-off for my investment of the $30,000. My business gets a write-off because we're matching. I'm just saying, this is what the big boys do. This is how we got to do it, ladies and gentlemen. Get a tax write-off on your individual taxes. It's a beautiful thing. That's one of the reasons, one of the things you do. Post-retirement travel has done it, and that's why he's able to do travel all over the world starting February 1, South American tour. And welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream, and go over to his channel, click on his icon, go to his channel, subscribe, click the all notification bell, because he's going to have drones up. He's going to be in Lima, Peru, Buenos Aires. He's going to be in other locations, so you don't want to miss it. He's going to start his YouTube adventure and Instagram adventure, also post-retirement travel. So not only go to Instagram for Stop Struggling Now, but go over to our own post-retirement travel also, because you guys don't want to miss this. Let's just get real. Let's just get real. You know, we keep it real here. I know, maybe you don't know, but I know 85% of people in America do not even go to other countries. Hell, there's like 25% of the population that don't even leave their own state. So therefore, you guys got to see the rest of the world through post-retirement travel's eyes and his family's eyes. So it's an enjoyment. Just like when we go to the DR, we show you pictures of the DR, right? Some people have never been to the DR. When we go anywhere else, we show you pictures. Some of you might have saw the trailer. What was that trailer on today? Oh, it was about not a location. It had to do with some Super Bowl, I know, was one of them. I don't know what the other one was. But nonetheless, he brings his tagline, hello all, let's do this. And the only thing you can do, ladies and gentlemen, right now is investments. That's what he did. Not only did he do that 401k because he had a job. Not only did he do that, he said, you know what, give me some of that no credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry pre-construction property that I can buy real cheap right now, and then it can be worth double by the time they build it. Instant equity. He did that as well. Oh, by the way, if you decide to use that as business, like when you go to the Dominican Republic for the Punta Cana Investors Forum, and you're going to do a short-term rentals or long-term rentals, guess what? That's a tax write-off every time you go to the DR, because you're checking on your property. It's a tax write-off. Every time I do a Punta Cana Investors Forum, I get to write it off on my taxes. Oh, and by the way, you know, when we're doing the live stream on Wednesday night, traditionally there, and we buy and order drinks, and people are talking about, hey, how was the Punta Cana Investors Forum? How's it going and all that? Oh, that's a tax write-off. I'm just saying. So your trips can be written off. That's another tax savings. I am just saying, this is the type of things that you have to start thinking about, especially from 2025 to 2028 and beyond. You are going to be under siege with taxation, ladies and gentlemen. Inflation and taxation. You're not going to be able to win unless you're bringing in extra streams of income and preparing yourself, planning for it, doing something about it right now. That's what you're going to have to do. So might as well bring it up tonight. Very, very nice to see you once again, post-retirement travel, and we're going to be in there. Let's see. Let's go. Here we go. Passive income is better than money in the bank. You got that right. Because again, you better keep that duffel bag of cash in a brokerage account, ladies and gentlemen. A bank account is a whole different animal. They can take your money out of that. But that brokerage account, even the bank says, hold on. hold on, we ain't releasing this. We'll file bankruptcy. We'll let you have our assets, but you're not going to have the brokerage account part of this. That's what they do, ladies and gentlemen. So your money is pretty much safe because every time you make a transaction, the brokerage makes money. Every time you make more money, you're making more asset value for them, assets under management. So it's a win-win because then they can call up the Fed or call up a bank and say, hey man, can I get an interest-only loan for 15 years? So they get to stay in the game and use that money to invest. You know, you would do the same thing if you were able to get 2% interest, and you can go look and find a dividend fund like ET, Energy Transfer, which is around 7%. You get to make the 5% difference. If you have about $1 million under asset, you're not going to sneeze at $50,000 a year just because you took somebody else's money and put it into that. No. Just like you're not going to sneeze if you went to JEPI and JEPQ and said, oh, I'll take the 8.5 to 9%. Meanwhile, you'll take that difference of 7% with arbitrage. Now, when we start talking about tax write-offs, once again, remember, I just gave you an example of a business borrowing, right? Assets under management, I borrowed, right? Now I use that borrowed money and put it into something. Guess what? Now I have to pay that money back. Once again, I alleviate my tax burdens. Because I'm not using income. That's not income that I made. It was a loan. That's right. So again, you have an advantage. This is why you have people who borrow against their stock portfolio. You know, like the Bezos and the Musks and all these guys who have billions of dollars worth of stock. So they say, nah, just give me $10 million. I want to go do this. It's not an income. So it's not going to be taxed at an income rate. It's a loan. Are we taxed on loans, ladies and gentlemen? No. You're taxed on value of your asset. That's what you're taxed on. Now, think about it. Passive income is way better. It's a ticket to freedom. That's what he said. I like the capital letters because I was getting ready to say capital freedom, ladies and gentlemen. Freedom, you can only achieve freedom with passive income coming in. That's about it. Nobody says passive income is verbatim. Passive only means the income is passive. You still have to do some work. But that does allow you to go on a worldwide tour. That does allow you to go hang in the DR for a month or 2 or 3, or Puerto Rico, or Europe. It does allow you to just hang out and do whatever you want. But you still have to put in work, whether that's saying, hey, you know what? I need to take money out of this stock portfolio and sell this stock because I can sell stock at a loss. And that is a tax write-off because remember, L's are tax write-offs. I can lose $1 million and I can depreciate that over a few years. And that could stop any tax liabilities for a few years. Now, go talk to your tax accountant because I'm not an official tax accountant. I'm sorry. But I'm just giving you guys some information that, well, you need to know. Because that way you'll understand by being in business, creating stocks for your business also unleashes another aspect of being able to save on taxes. Because if you actually have stocks and now you can borrow against your stock value, that means you're going to have to be on a stock exchange, whether it's over the counter or something. But the point I'm trying to make is you can borrow against that value in the open market. So let's just say you had a $10 stock and you were holding yourself 1 million shares. That's worth $10 million. If your stocks are traded in an open market, you can go down to a bank and say, hey, I have 100,000 shares of this stock and it's worth $1 million. Can I get a loan for $250,000? Thin air. A loan. $250,000. You understand I'm not going to owe any tax, right? Because I borrowed it. So now I get to use that money to make more money. Just saying. These are concepts that everybody needs to know. It's that simple. He's got it right. Create those additional income streams so you don't have to worry about taxes. Exactly. Because the taxes are going to go up. You're not going to be able to avoid it. Your property taxes going up. Your personal income taxes going up. There's no way around it. The only people who get taxes that go down are those that invest. And that allows you to lower your tax brackets. So think about this. When you're out there working your ass off at the W-2 job and you're looking at your thing and you're saying, hey, I got $1,000 this week, but it doesn't, that's not $4,000 though, or $1,000, right? At the end of the month, I'll use a month. You got $4,000 total. So you look at it and you're like, okay, but I didn't get $4,000. You're damn right you didn't get $4,000. How much did you get? 3,200? How much did you get? $29.99? That right there is the problem. You see, because if you had investment dollars, even a capital gains over 1 year, you would only owe 15% or less. So this is your worst case scenario, 15% from a capital gain scenario. But again, that's going to be based on the income. But if I'm borrowing, I may not have that high of an income value, so I might be paying 0% in taxes. You see where this is going, ladies and gentlemen? Hopefully, I'm getting you on this Wealthy Wednesday night live stream and you understand that you need to be in business. Shaq-wise, I see you. Yoel Nolasco, another investor on Instagram. I see you as well. Thank you so much for being there. And both of you and Yoel Nolasco, man. Glad to see you doing the hobnobbing over there in the DR, doing the damn thing. That's what some people talk about it. Some people are actually doing it. That's what we talk about here. Post-retirement travel. Eric, I'll email you my Instagram and Facebook page links via email. Thank you so much, man. Greatly appreciated. Speaking of another investor, another superstar's in the house. Mr. Cool is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. Another investor in the stocks, into real estate, into business. That's what he does. He gets tax write-offs, I already know. And he says his tagline, hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. I received a notification. Thank you so much. And give it a one piece, ladies and gentlemen. That like, subscribe, wherever you're watching, the follow button. Make sure you follow Laverne Penix and everybody else. Hit that, smash that, heart, follow, like, whichever button it is. Make sure you do it. And very, very nice to see you again, Mr. Cool. Say hello to Mrs. Cool as well. And let me know what you think about the wave. Is it going to be your delivery this year at the end of the year? I hope so. It probably should be, because last year it definitely wasn't going to be delivered in the end of 2025. It should be ready by the end of this year. So you guys will be on that money train. And Brian P., speaking of money train, is here. Mr. Dividend is in the house. Mr. Yield Max ETFs is in the house. This man, ladies and gentlemen, has been investing over the last year and a half to 2 years now on the YieldMax ETF platform, and he's collecting dollars. Every week he's collecting dollars. Why? Because YMAG and YMAX pays you every week. You know, you guys got notifications a few days ago on Monday or Tuesday or last Friday, depending on how your brokerage account works. And some of those pay monthly as well. So this man, we already know, has $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month from his investments, ladies and gentlemen. Now, remember when I was talking about those tax write-offs? If he holds this and he does just reinvestments, at the end of 1 year, if he does withdraw some things, his tax liability could potentially be 15%. That's it. Not 20, not 25, not 30, nothing like that. And he could be making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year. So somebody makes $70,000 a year, pays $10,000 in taxes, possibly, or less. Think about that. If you withdraw it, what if you don't? What if you actually go and get a loan against it? The money, or the stock, shall I say, because he reinvested in the stock. So let's say you went to go get a loan. Now it's not even income at this point. So I'm just saying, you can do all kind of crazy stuff, ladies and gentlemen, but you got to put yourself in position. And he says his tagline this evening, happy day, Eric. Thank you so much. I hope all is well with you. Yes, ma'am, we're hanging in there. We're making it go. Happy day, SSN family. He also smashed that like button. Oh, yeah, he gave it a one piece. I love it. Thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciated. Now, there is one last thing before I forget. We have Wealthfront that I talked about. up to $5,000 is no additional cost with Wealthfront. And I'm putting a link down in the chat rooms. People can get them, use them. Don't be shy. If you want to get investments where you just set it and forget it, Wealthfront, go try it. No fee as long as you keep $499.9, $4,999 or less. There's no fee. Once you go over 5,000, then they start charging you a fee to manage the fund. It's that simple. All right. We are making money in here. You're damn right. That's what I like to hear, ladies and gentlemen. We got to be making money. Everybody has to be making money. As Mr. Financial used to say, ABMM, always be making money. And you have no choice right now. I'm going to keep saying this every live stream. Liabilities are out. You have no choice. Pay down your debt. There is no choice. Your future is going to depend on it. But you know what? I'm going to show you guys something today. Let me see if I have my phone here. Where's my phone at? Oh, no. Where's my phone? Here we go. All right. Thought I had to leave for a second. All right. I want to show you something that I'll be posting up tomorrow because there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that don't understand the cost of living outside the United States, as I was alluding to at the beginning of this live stream, is that people don't travel outside of the country and they don't realize other people pay less, a lot less. So healthcare, groceries, I mean, it's a whole different world. And when you come back to America, it's sticker shock, especially like what's going to have to happen with post-retirement travel. When he leaves the country it appears he's going to be gone maybe a month, maybe 2 months. He's going to be on a whole different cycle. He's going to be going to the grocery store. He'll be going to pick up little knickknacks and food and eats and touristy stuff and all this. So he'll see pricing. Then he's going to come back to the United States after he's been gone after 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month or two. He comes back and it's sticker shock because you're sitting there looking at stuff and you're like, what is this? You're looking at things that you're sitting there going, this is like 30 cents out. Like I'm talking about the avocados, for instance, right? Like right now, I just went down to the store today and I saw 88 cents for these baby avocados, right? That was crazy. 88 cents each. Then the bigger ones was $2.37 a pound. But here's the thing. If I'm outside the country, it might only be $1 a pound. Instead of 88 cents, it's 25 cents per avocado. So when you pay, you know what you're paying. You go, okay, I'm going to get 3 avocados, that's 75 cents. I'm going to get myself some tomatoes and watermelon and all this. And okay, you pack up your stuff, you walk out and you're just like, okay, I spent $4 or $5. Now you come back to America, those same things that you eat there, you eat here, you go get, and you're looking at, what is this $15 thing? Wait a minute, it only cost me $5 or $6 for the last 2 months. What is this $15 thing? I just ordered this crazy. So here's what I want to show you guys. Because we're making money in here, but this is what it costs for retirement. I'm going to post this tomorrow. So you guys will get a little bit of it. Check this out right here. Check this out. 2025 average annual retirement expenses. Look, you don't see USA on here. Mexico, look at this. $1,100, $1,200, $1,200, $1,300 per month. You're good. Mexico, Brazil, Jamaica, Greece, Japan, Costa Rica. You got to have around $1,400 per month. Portugal, it starts $1,500 per month, $1,600 per month. Panama, same thing, $1,400, $1,500 per month. Look at this. Spain, where there's a great opportunity for people. 20%, 20,000, which is, what is that? About 15, about 1,600 per month. France, 1,700 per month. But look at this. Look at the bottom. 52K for United States. Almost double to triple what other countries are costing for retirement fund, which means people that live in those countries have a lower cost of living. Way lower, 3 to 4 times lower than the United States. That right there should tell you all you need to know. You can't be out here buying liabilities anymore. It's over. It's over. No cars, no homes, none of that stuff. You're gonna be taxed. You're gonna have insurance payments that are gonna be higher. Everything's gonna cost more. Your whole life is gonna be changing over the next 2 years, and you're gonna have to make more money. Is it gonna be 10% more, 20% more? I'm seriously telling you, I think it's gonna be 30% more is what you're gonna need. So if you don't already have six-figure income, your six-figure income, you're coming back to the pack. So what I mean by coming back to the pack is this. Think about this. A person that makes 50 grand a year, 75 grand a year, okay, they're going to have a different way of living than a person that makes 150 grand a year, right? But I'm going to tell you, after about 2.5 to 3 years, if not before, there will be no difference between a household income of 150 and a household income of 80 or 75. Because unfortunately, the prices of everything is going to rise. And unless you get a 20 or 30% increase in salary or wage or your business profits, then you're going to get swamped like a tsunami, ran over. And nobody's going to be talking about it, but we've been trying to set you up. All right? That's all I can tell you. Post-retirement travel says dividend announcements for YieldMax and Defiance came out this morning. Can't wait for Friday. I am starting to enjoy this game. That's the way you look at it. It is a game, especially when you are looking at, hey, wait a minute, I'm getting a check coming up. You got to love it. Who doesn't love paydays? Exactly. That's what we're talking about. And you can use those paydays to pay liabilities. That's what you should be doing, ladies and gentlemen. Forget the liabilities. Brian P., that's crazy. Exactly. On those prices. Exactly, man. It was crazy. Brian P., I went there today, grocery store, and I was like, I get a 18 count of eggs, and it was $1.99 just a week ago. And so I go today, and that $1.99 18 carton of eggs is $5.19. Just like that. Just what we talked about on Monday. When I said, soon as he announced the tariffs and the rest of the world knows they already have their game plan set, I said, I guarantee you on Monday night, I said, they're changing the stuff right now as we speak at the grocery stores. At all the stores, they're changing their tags right now. Sure enough, I was just like, what is this stuff? $5.19 for stuff I was paying $1.99 for? And then it even got more crazier. Went down the chip aisle. And mind you, I'm on the East Coast. I'm in the ATL. So it's not this California thing. Chips, $7. I was thinking they were talking about 2 for 1 or something. No, $7 for chips. $5.99 for bags of chips. I was like, whoa, these numbers are ridiculous. They just went up like a damn, just what we talked about 20, 25%. Whatever was $3.99 is now going to be $4.99. Whatever was $4.99 is going to be $5.99. I mean, I'm just like, this is insane. Overnight. Now, out of water at the grocery store because I guess there was some pressing event. Snow fell. I'm like, what the hell? People in America are so soft. It's ridiculous. Snow fell as far south as in Florida. Pensacola, snowstorm. Louisiana, snowstorm. Literally did not melt. All the way north of there. It looked like in the grocery store, like we were in Cali with the fire situation. The grocery lines were 20, 30 people deep. Stuff wasn't on the shelves, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? Oh, the trucks are backed up. I go, dude, it's been snowing here in America for the last thousands of years. How are you not prepared for a freaking little 3 inches of snow? Are you serious right now? I'm like, what happened? Is there an emergency of some sort? Is there an earthquake? What happened? I just can't believe it. Schools were closed. Even today where there's no snow, it's melting. Stores were closed. I was like, is this a joke right now? This is Georgia. I mean, this ain't like we're in Maine. This not like we're in Michigan, Nebraska. I mean, Indiana, I mean, this is crazy. This is insanity to me. That's how fragile our system is because the trucks all of a sudden stopped delivering. So there's no meat at the store. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. I was like, I kept turning to people. I was like, is there some disaster that happened around Atlanta that I don't know about? And I'm like, as far as I know, some snow fell. But that's it. How are you not delivering food? How are your businesses all closed? I'm like, this is insanity. So if they're acting like this, what are you going to act like if electricity was turned off? I'm just like, what? This is insanity. Oh my God. I mean, maybe I'm a little different because I'm born and not born, but I've been in Cali so long. Earthquakes happen in Cali, fires happen. I mean, things happen. But this stuff about snow, this much of snow, and you got to shut down schools. One day of snow, and you're shutting down schools, businesses. I'm like, this isn't, and grocery stores are full with shelves being unloaded. Like people are in a crisis situation. I'm like, the snow's already melted on the roads. Tomorrow, there probably won't even be snow on the ground. So I'm like, this is quite a reaction for this. So I'm just letting you guys know this is how fragile our society is. Americans talk a good game, but this is how fragile things are. So you guys have to start thinking about it. All right? It's crazy on those prices. Exactly, man. It's out of control. Laverne Pennick says, Mr. Cool, we are planning a trip to Spain this year. We will be there for 3 months searching for real estate. Congratulations. I love that. I love that. Right on. You have no choice, man. You have the options, by the way, because Mrs. Cool has some, I think she's a Spaniard, so she gets to have that investment and it works out for them. So that's what makes it so cool. That's awesome. So that is a great, great move. I know you've been looking, checking things out over the last few years. So I think that's a wise investment, especially since they have pre-construction properties, or you might want to just buy something that's already constructed. But either way, that works out beautifully. All right. You're right about that, Eric. Oh, thank you, man. So once again, don't let anybody stop you. Kiki Pierre, I see you. Don't let anybody stop you. You got to be on the asset train. Assets pay you while you go to sleep. If, for instance, I went down and bought some groceries, right? That's not considered an asset because it can't pay me. If I buy a car, I can't consider that an asset. It doesn't pay me. A house does not pay me. I have to turn those into something else. I'd have to have a restaurant buying food to actually somewhat make it an asset. But in reality, it's a liability because I bought the food and now we have a time sensitive production. I cannot put the food that I bought and put it in a freezer and leave it there indefinitely. So therefore, whatever we have out fresh, it has to be consumed within a certain amount of time. So we're going to have waste. So that's why profit margins are very slim in the food industry. People don't realize that, but that's the situation. So Kiki Pierre, like I said, I see you on Instagram. Thank you so much. You guys on Twitch, I see you as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. And podcast, SSN Nation podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. iHeart, iTunes, you guys, check it out. Download whatever you see out there. All right. All right. Mo Better, another investor, is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. He brings his tagline. What's up, SSN family? What's up, E? Hey, man, we hanging in there. Let's make America great again. Hey, man, America was always great. That's what made America great, because of immigrants from around the world. And, of course, slavery made America great, too. When you have cheap labor, well, then, hell, you're just like China, cheap labor, and everybody from the rest of the world wants to buy from you. But America's already been great. That's how come we can afford to have deficits, and nobody cares. We can afford to pay $840 billion for our military. China, Russia, Israel, North Korea, Combined, the next 10 countries don't even spend 840 billion. Combined. So yeah, we're going to stay great that way by force. But is it really great when you cross your heart, pledge allegiance to the flag for which we stand, one nation, under God, but we don't read that book. Indivisible? What do you mean indivisible? It was Jim Crow. I can't even go to the same school, same bank, I can't even live in the same neighborhood. What are you talking about, indivisible? But we still made America great, though. Everybody wants to come here because we don't have a class system. If your dad was a shoemaker, you don't have to be a shoemaker. We are in a system, a capitalist system, where you can have $0 today. But if you're willing to scrape by and say, you know what, whatever happens, I'm going to try and do some things. That's what makes America great, because you can come here with zero damn near and still make it. You can still bypass the system. You could say, hey, you know what? I think I'm going to invest in real estate. I think I'm going to go over here and make some sort of special deal where I go to bizbuysell.com and I get a business where somebody says, you run the business. I'm going to go sit at home. I'm not going to charge you. You just pay me $3,500 a month from the profit, because it does make that, and you run the business. But you're the owner, but I'm giving you at a seller's finance. It's doable. Biz by Sell. You can go there, ladies and gentlemen. So that's what makes America great, ladies and gentlemen. The Constitution of America makes America great if it was followed. If it was followed. That helps. So once again, it's all happening now. We're in this all as one. But incoming shots have been fired from around the world with regard to our economic stability, because the rest of the world says, if you do this, we're going to do that. And then we go, well, we're going to do it anyhow. We don't care about the repercussions. Even if United States citizens are living paycheck to paycheck, at least up to 78% of you are. We don't care if 25% more on goods imported in from Mexico or Canada or wherever else is going to cost American citizens more, because the grocery stores have already implemented it. It's already up, ladies and gentlemen. Just saying. The gas, $3.29 for unleaded in Florida. You know what's funny? Drove down there 2 weeks ago. It was $2.80 something when we drove down. Come back up, and I'm like, what happened? What's this $3.29? $3.35 all over the place. What's going on? Already happening, even though we are the most consumers of oil, but at the same time, we actually manufacture the most oil. In the world, we're number one. And somehow our gas is still overly priced for us. But the rest of the world, petro cost an arm and a leg. And since it cost an arm and a leg, the rest of the world says, hold up a second. We need those high-speed trains. We need on-time transportation for your citizens. Forget that driving all by yourself in the cars or carpooling. Just come along for the ride. Get on our trains for $40 from Paris to Rome on high speed. I think I like that. But in the United States, no high speed trains nowhere. And you damn sure won't be going 1,000 miles at $40, $45 for sure. I'm just saying. Now, that's what makes America great, is that we have competition from around the world, and we're supposed to answer the competition. We're not supposed to sit there and let them win. Just saying, since Mo brought it up. Making America great again. I don't know what that means, but we will find out what that means. Businesses, real estate, stocks, that's how you get ahead of inflation. That's how you used to get ahead of inflation. The problem is all of those have to continue to go up, but there's a problem. The problem is this. When you have 78% of your population that is living paycheck to paycheck, and real estate goes up, stocks go up, and inflation goes up, that means you have to make more income. And that's where the problem comes in. Now, you're not going to have our own corporations who we're not going to be buying as many goods and services, but we damn sure will be using credit or payment plans with the firm, Klarna, and whoever else is giving you some online payment, PayPal, all these companies. That's why they have record highs on the payment, the monthly payment plans when people are buying. That's why credit cards are all-time record highs. It's going to continue because people don't actually have the cash. They're using credit. And sooner or later, the credit's going to get locked up. And that sooner or later means real estate can't be bought because you can't pay 6% at a $600,000, $650,000 house. So home prices have to either stabilize where they are now or go down. So if they go down, then what happens? If you don't have enough people, you have things like Allied Mortgage, which was called Allied, I guess I'll just call it Allied Mortgage. That's why they stopped doing mortgages, because there's a slowdown on people getting mortgages, which means that's a slowdown on people buying homes, which that means liabilities will not be purchased, which I am very, very happy about. I'm just saying. And that means more money won't be printed. But anyhow, we're going down this path. I said that in purpose. I know you did, man. And get that reaction. You didn't disappoint. Lots of love, MAGA. Love you, bro. Yeah, man, you know I got to talk about it, man, because it's already happening. It's already happening. I don't know what people say. Food prices coming down? Not happening. Gas prices coming down? Not happening. And you're trying to talk about tax cut, tax breaks, and all this other stuff? Not happening, other than the tax cuts and tax breaks will happen. And therefore, inflation is going to incur, which now means the interest rates are going to have to stay high. Now, I know somebody's going to be pushing, like they always do, the bully. He'll be in there saying, hey, man, Federal Reserve, put the prices down. Well, see, the Federal Reserve, they acquiesced the first term, but they can't acquiesce this term. The reason why they can't acquiesce this term is because if they reduce the interest rate and you start doing this tax cut, tax breaks, they know it's game over. They know we're going to be at 85% that's living paycheck to paycheck, and you heat it up the market. So in other words, home prices go up, if taxes go up, insurance goes up, and now you have a problem. Again, you're going to outpace what people earn. There's no magic bullet. You can't just wave a magic wand and go, oh, instantly everybody has livable wages. That's not going to happen. You're going to have a situation. So he can't, well, the Federal Reserve's not, I don't think, people are talking crazy. 4 tax cuts. I'm like, are you crazy right now? How are you going to do that when we're going to have tariff wars? It's already in stone. The guy said Canada and Mexico, in case people don't, look, Mo, 36 states are affected by the tariffs from Mexico and Canada. 50 states are covered when you add those two. Cars that are brought in from each, car parts from Mexico and Canada, 25% more, plus the little extra transportation fees inside the United States. So in essence, you're talking about 30 to 35 to 40% more prices. Unsustainable. That's inflation. That's a problem. So again, this is where we're going with this. So call it MAGA, call it whatever, but you're going to call it a stupid economic policy in the end. And most people are going to be hurt. And that's going to be the downfall of America, because you're the Roman Empire right now. We're like this. We hit a plateau. We're on the downside. And people that are in this party, I'll put it GOP, every president since Reagan automatically under GOP rules said tax cut, tax breaks. Now that means you have inflation. So every time you've inflated, you keep doing this inflationary thing. Okay, the markets, everything booms. So the wealthy, they're loving life. Everything appears. Housing goes up. People who bought houses go, oh my God, housing goes up. It's great. Until now it turned into Housing went up, not so great, because who can buy a $500,000 home? You got to have a household income of $150,000. So you can't buy a home, and especially at 6%. And now you're going to need to print money. So again, I talk about this all the time. It's very simple. If you print money, the Federal Reserve needs people to buy our bonds. That means other people outside the United States, other countries are buying our bonds. And so if you don't give them a high enough rate to buy the bonds and it doesn't make sense, then they're not going to be buying the bonds, which now means you can't print more money. And if you do print more money without the bonds, now you're creating a money supply, and now you're creating more inflation. And don't try to blame the next guy. Don't try to blame who's ever the president next, if there is one. Don't try to say anything about that, because just like last time, you're going to try and blame the other guy, because after this stuff happens, it's going to be 3-4 years later, and then everybody's going to go, oh, the other guy's the problem. No. The problem is right now, when you have our allies that's going to be against us in an economic situation, just like it's 1929. Don't worry, Trump going to fix what Biden messed up. He didn't mess up anything, man. What I'm trying to say is, you're going to find out real fast. I just went to the grocery store, Mo. The prices are already up because I knew it was going to happen. It's the American way. February 1st, 25% Canada and Mexico. Fruits and vegetables come in from Canada and Mexico, along with dairy out of Canada. Prices are already up at the grocery store. I knew they were going to take advantage. I talked about it on Monday. So they're doing the American thing. It's capitalism. Prices are up. Great. The cost of living just went up. So now instead of 78% of people, it's going to be 80% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck. It's that simple. And again, Canada is going to do a tariff against the United States. Mexico is going to do a tariff against the United States. China is going to do a tariff against the United States and buy from another country instead of the United States. So United States businesses will be going out of business. And Germany is going to have a tariff against the United States because the United States is messing with our ally. So again, we're going to have a worldwide situation from many fronts, and you're messing up supply chains when you start talking about we're going to take over the Panama Canal. So now another country says, wait, hold on now. You ain't our friend. You're going to try and do military action against us? What are you saying? Denmark, who owns Greenland, is also saying, what are you saying? We're not for sale. So now you're going to have a military action against those two for what? You're destabilizing the world. Destabilizing the world destabilizes supply chains, destabilizes everything, which means inflation goes out of whack and trade deficits go out of whack, which means that's not good for the people of any country. I don't have to keep breaking this down, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to watch this walk go down. And so gas prices and everything's going to go up. Time to buy assets. Exactly. Assets pay us. That's the only ones you can buy right now. No more liabilities. And what's this about $7 for a bag of chips? Yes, Mo, I went to the grocery store before I came online. I was walking down the chip aisle because the chip aisle is on the way to my sourdough bread with no hormones, no artificial ingredients and all that. And so I'm turning to the right and I'm like, wait a minute, something on this aisle costs $7? Something on this aisle costs $6.99, $5.99? Bags of chips? I was like, this can't be possible. It damn sure. It ain't, 2 for 1. It ain't none of that. $7. And we're in the ATL, by the way. So I'm like in shock. I'm like, what the frick is going on? This is insanity. The bread price, though, which is very interesting, $4.99. It's still the same. But is it really that interesting? Because we're not getting the bread from Mexico or Canada. Just saying. I'm just saying. All right. So fruits, veggies, meats, things like this that are coming from other countries, it's about to go up. And 20% is hefty if you're already living paycheck to paycheck, which 70 to 78% are. So now you're squeezing out think about this. I don't even know the average food cost in America. Let's just say it's I don't even know. Let's say it's $150 per month or $200 per month. So you guys understand, if we have a 30% increase, you went from 200 to 260, 300 to 390. If these are your costs that you're spending, that's what's going to happen. It's happening already. February 1st just solidifies it, but the grocery stores are taking advantage in America. That's what they do. Just like if you hear something about the bird flu, if you heard something about any other outbreaks, they always raise the price. Just like the water is out right now. I can't even get the 40-ounce pack of water at the grocery stores. And I thought there was a crisis because there's signs up that said you can only get 24 packs of water. They have a limit. I'm just like, man, did somebody bomb the city that I don't know about? What's happening? Snow, really? So this is already happening. Infrastructure crumbling as it cracked me up right now. And the reason why it cracks me up is because some of us, we can always go do stuff, you know. That's a steal. That's a steal. Mo better. Stock market is on fuego. $500 billion worth of AI coming to the USA, starting with Texas. Time to roll. Now, post-retirement travel. Are you talking about getting into artificial intelligence? Okay. There's, what's that? SoundHound. Are we still talking about NVIDIA? Are you still going to be in OpenAI now? I mean, there's a bunch of opportunities in AI, but I'm scared of AI. I'm seeing Terminator type of things going down. In New York, a big bag of chips is $10.99. Oh, that's a steal. I could see where that would be considered a steal, but come on, man. $10.99 for a bag of chips? God dang. I hear your point, though. $11. Come down to ATL. I guess that's why a lot of New Yorkers come down to ATL and live, because they're like, I don't want to pay $11 for a bag of chips. I'll pay $7. I'm just like, this is crazy. I go to Cali and I'm like, that ain't even $7 in Cali, but who knows? It might be now. But this is crazy right now. I heard they trying to turn LA into a smart city by 2028. Is that true? Man, come on, stop. I don't even know. We talked about this on Monday. I don't even know what a smart city is. That's what I don't even know what I'm not even joking. I'm like, what is a smart city? First of all, our electrical grid is jacked up, so we can't have EV vehicles as every third or every fourth house down. Then you are limited with your solar panels, right? You can't have solar panels. You can, but you can't have 100% coverage. In California, at least, you can't have 100% coverage. So therefore, I don't understand. And you don't have storage. So in other words, you can have the wall by Tesla, but you can't, that's not going to power you off the grid. It's going to run out. So what does smart city mean? I mean, so we have electronic locks? I mean, what are we saying here? That's what I don't understand, what a smart city is supposed to be. We have electronic locks. We have our solar panels. We have our wind farms. But we still need to improve our infrastructure, the electric grid. And somebody mentioned Texas. I don't know if you guys know, but you know, a few years ago when it was freezing out and Texas's grid went down. And I'm not talking about like it's 1930 or 1940 or 1960. We're talking about the 2020s. Their grid is going down. Just like in America, just like my complaint about DR not doing their infrastructure, America's the same way. They're too busy running up deficits, and the cost of infrastructure keeps going higher and higher as you delay. And that's going to come back to haunt you. So no, LA won't be doing no damn smart city. That thing they talked about was in 2020. Hell, California can't even build a bullet train. Let's get real. And they're going to be trying to attempt a smart city. That can't even happen. But yeah, they were talking all that BS in 2020, just like Larimar in 2022, 2021 was saying the same thing, smart city. All these other places around the world, we're going to be the first smart city. I'm like, what does that mean? Bicycle path, ecological trails. What does that mean? Subway? Yeah, that's what it would mean. Subway, mass transportation is on point. Yeah, that's what that would mean. So then you lower your emissions, lower your carbon footprint. Yeah, that's what it would mean. But LA's massive. So yeah, there's a lot of sun, rarely rains. This is true. But some people don't even know LA. Here's what's weird about LA. I wish I could do I can't do it, but I'll just tell you guys, you should study LA. It's remarkable. Why do I say it's remarkable? Can you imagine LA that actually had trains that ran to LA downtown? No problem. Can you believe LA had a subway at one time? No problem. Can you believe this is incredible? But as time goes on, LA has no signs of being any type of smart city. Zero signs, and the laws do not dictate it. Because again, why would you put solar panels on your roof that's going to cost you 30 grand? Then you have maintenance and upkeep. And then it does not cover 100% of your bill. And even if it did, you have no way to store it for a week or two or three. So even if you had enough, were gone for a month or 3 weeks or 2 weeks, and you could store up a week or 2 weeks or three, you can't do that. They won't allow it. So I don't know what smart city means at this point. It's ridiculous. So no, it's not happening, man. That's a pipe dream. Mo Better, 1099, that's disgusting. You should move to the free state of Florida. No, you should move from any state other than there if it's 1099. That's insane. But you know what? It's just like anything else. The cost of living is higher because wages are higher. Traditionally, in the Big Apple, in that area. Like I said, I was going out with the girl in 1990 something. She was making $120,000 in New York City, lived in Jersey. That was a lot of money back then. So, just to give you an idea, I'll do it right now. It was like 120, something like that, 120,000 a year in 1990. Worth today. Check this out. This is crazy. That's the equivalent of, $289,000 right now. So I think if you made 300 G's in NYC, yeah, you'd be good. You wouldn't mind the 1099 bag of chips. But see, did that happen? I don't know. But that's damn near, that's how crazy this is. All right, I heard they trying to do the smart thing. Nope, not happening, man. Not happening. All right, post-retirement travel, I'm thinking DR. Yep. Or it could be anywhere, Mo. At this point, you're going to need a out, I believe. I think it's more like the shining hill, the shining city on the hill, the shining country on the hill, I think has lost some of its luster because the propaganda that America has done for the last 100 years wanted everybody to come here. Now you're having a government that says we don't want everybody to come here. So now people are looking at alternative locations. And those alternative locations are benefiting. Those places that are in tourist areas, right? Like Mexico, in Dominican Republic, Thailand, Vietnam, places in South America like Colombia even, Brazil, Costa Rica, Belize. They're getting the fallout where people are saying, well, we'll bypass because the USA costs more. And sure, we might not have the same lifestyle that we want that's like in the USA, but we'll still take the other places too. And the cost of living's less. So we're losing some of that luster that we had at one point, and that's because of the cost of living. You live somewhere like, I'll use, like we're talking about DR, for instance. You live in DR, and you're like having to live on basically, what, 16,000 a year or 20 grand a year. Well, in America, the odds of you being able to do that is none. You can't do that. Because your apartment's going to be 1,500. If you're lucky for a one bedroom. And if you have kids, you're going to need a 2 or 3. So you're going to be in the 2 G's a month. You're going to have to make more than 24. So you're going to have to find a job here. And if you're not a citizen, which you're not going to be, that means you're going to have to go the H-1B1 visa route or working visa route or some other route. Legal immigrant, whatever the case may be. But now the cost of living here is so high that it's very hard for people to migrate here with having nothing. It's bad. But the reason why people are coming, America's great. You don't have to be anything. You can be that waiter. You can be the bellboy. You can be the guy that picks up the luggage, bellboy like. And then that doesn't mean you're in that same space a year later or 2 years later. You get to move up. You get to possibly run into somebody else you get into some other business. You can go to school. You can do all kind of things. You can move up. You just need a chance. You can't do that in all countries. So that's why people still try to come to America. Because running water, we have it. Grocery stores, we have it. Shopping, malls, we have it. Amazon can deliver in 1 to 2 days, we have it. The conveniences are here that are not worldwide. So you can't blame people for that. So, aren't. All right. New York is getting way too expensive, exactly. And that's coming from a lifelong New Yorker. Hey, you're damn right, Mo. That's why you always have to look for an exit strategy, man. Average for costs in New York City is at least $350 to $450 a month, in my opinion. That's probably right, man. That's probably right. It's up there, man. It is up there. I will say that. It is up there. That's why you can only live, that's why in the major cities, Chi-Town, LA, New York, in these cities where it costs a lot of money, that's why homelessness, and there's going to be a whole different dynamic with gang life, things like this, because there's a large percentage of the population that does not have food on the table. So now they can't get a job, then your next lever means I got to do something illegal, right? Because you can't work somewhere for free. So that's where we're going. That's how things go. And so when we get up to 78% are living paycheck to paycheck, after this year, we're going to be at up to 80% to 85%. And then 2 years from at the end of 2026, we're going to be at 85%. Now you're going to have a huge 5 to 10% more of the population are going to be like homeless. So you're going to have an extra 20 million people on the streets. So it's going to get bad. And there is no relief in sight. Because unless you're going to bring out some jobs that are livable wages, like you're trying to do a Chips and Science Act, okay, that's good. Because you're doing tech. You're doing AI. You're making chips. You're doing all this stuff that are high-paying jobs, six-figure jobs. But if you're just saying, well, you got to work as a laborer and get $20 an hour, that's not going to work. It's not going to work, or less. That's not going to work for anybody. All right? A place I used to live in Cali used to be, it was a duplex. And it was, it's about 950 square feet, maybe. 2 bedroom, 2 bath. Small little duplex on one side. That same duplex. Now, this is a while ago, 20 years ago, maybe. It costs $2,500 a month now in that same duplex. 2.5 times. That is crazy. And if you start going 20 years, 20 years, 20 years, and if that's what it keeps doing, which it's going to happen, that means now that same thing is going to cost $6,000 in 20 years. If we keep going. But unfortunately, we can't keep going. Because we can't go another 20 years under this circumstance. So they have to change the currency, which actually that's not going to work either. I just can't even go down this path because it's going to be bad. That's why we have to invest. That's why we're going to have to invest. And I'm single dude with no children and pay that much. Exactly. I believe you. I believe you. I believe it. And that's where we go with the next thing. Victor, look at AIYY. We talked about that on Monday. That's what we talked about on Monday, Mo. AIYY. That's what one of the things, I can't remember who brought it up that was talking about they invested in it. But somebody brought it up and we were talking about it on Monday. Yield max, baby. Can't blame you on that, Eric. I sent you the article on WhatsApp about LA Smart City. Yeah, I saw that thing from Instagram, but somebody's reporting it, but it was from 2020. It's 2025 now. So I guarantee you there's no movement on any smart city, because I don't know what smart city is. They're not bringing back subways. They're not bringing back a mass transportation system. All that's gone. That was 1890s to 1920s. You can forget all that now. They don't care about that crap. They got the 405. They'll rather build freeways and make sure that you go from North LA to South LA. Make sure it takes you an hour after 3 p.m. in the day to 7 at night. You know what I'm saying? It's craziness. I mean, it's literally madness when you think about it. Instead, they're worried about a whole bunch of other things. By the way, I was referring to the groceries when I mentioned the average cost. That's what I figured you were. $3.50 to $4.50. I figured you were talking about groceries. I'm glad you brought that up, though, because a lot of people might not have, especially when they watch it on replay. All right. So, once again, you got to save on taxes. See, this is where things go. Look, again, if it's going to cost you more money to live, then you have to figure out ways to reduce your cost. And taxes is a big part of what you're going to have to pay. So if you can get some of your taxes reduced, that means more money in your pocket. So just like Mo's talking about the grocery bill, $3.50 to $4.50. Well, he can't do anything. None of us can do anything about the cost of the groceries, right? But if we have $100,000 that we make and we have to give up 25, 30,000 of it normally, but if all of a sudden you don't have to give up 25 or 30, you only have to give up 10 to 15, now you have that extra 10 to 20,000 in your pocket. That's why the tax situation is going to be your most valuable friend right now. You're going to have to invest, and that means get your solo 401k. Don't be shy. Go to Schwab. TD Ameritrade used to make it so simple. They actually merged, so go to Schwab. They'll have it as well. Have your business have a 401k. And then you work under your business so you can put money into the 401k, and then your business can put money into the 401k. Win, win, win. Now, when you take it out, you're going to have a 15%, right? Or less, because it depends on how much you pay yourself, right? So there's ways, I mentioned this early on, there's ways you can reduce. You don't have to pay 20% taxes or 25% taxes. You can reduce it just by investing in assets, not liabilities. Liabilities, you get nothing back. You can't write it off. Now, the other factor is why you have to go across the board. You say business, you say real estate. So then you buy in real estate. So again, that pulls another trigger. Real estate, you have tax write-offs. You have depreciation if you're doing business. So again, you get a write-off for monies that's coming in. And if you guise it under a business, then again, you win. So that's how you save money. You bring back the money to you for the exact same money that you're having to pay taxes on. You remove that out of the equation. So you put in $20,000 this year into your 401k or taxes. And so you said, I'm going to write this off, because you can. You reduce your tax burdens from investing. Now, when you withdraw, that's a whole nother issue. But what I'm trying to say is this is what you need to do now. You can't sit idly by and just keep buying liabilities, right? All right. So that's why the tax in New York City, yep. Post-retirement travel says it, Mo Better. Yes, I gave AIYY as a recurring reinvestment. It continues to pay. Exactly. Vanessa Comagate, the seamless genius in LA. I don't know exactly where you live, but please tell me that you have not been affected by the fires, and please tell me the fires were nowhere near you. And welcome to the SSN Nation Wealthy Wednesday night live stream. And she brings her tagline this evening. Hey, boss and SSN fam. Hope everyone is doing well. We're hanging in there. Lots of things have happened already, but we want to know about you since you in SoCal. Let us know if you are safe, you and your family and loved ones are safe, because a lot of people have been affected, and friends of mine have been affected. So it's very bad. Y'all pray for LA. Exactly. No choice. Have to. It's bad. This is the worst ever. All right. I miss you guys. Cali Kid. That's right. I miss Cali myself because it's wild over here. I'm just like, man, this place is wild. The Southeast zone, it's like a Twilight Zone damn near to me. I'm just like, my God, this is weird stuff. It's like I said, I'm over here with the 2 or 3 inches worth of snow and people are freaked out. I'm like, did an earthquake happen or something? Did it? I'm like looking for, is there a fire situation? I'm looking for any reason why the store is full, shelves are empty, and like the price of everything seemingly is double. I'm just like, what's going on? Did something happen? Schools are closed. Businesses are closed. Just like if it was a fire or earthquake or something in LA. But snow? I'm like, come on, man. This is crazy to me. Let's see what happens here. I live near the Grove. My daughter is downtown LA, not affected. Oh, good. All right, good. So you're not out there on the coast or where Malibu, Santa Monica, even, I haven't even looked at the situation regarding Brentwood, because on the other side of Brentwood, Pacific Palisades and all that's over there. So it's easy to cross over to Brentwood. Did it hit Brentwood yet? Because I would suspect the way that thing was going. Let me see if fire's in Brentwood. That would not surprise me. Let's go look that up. That wouldn't surprise me. Let's see, Brentwood, CA. Let's see. Home burns in Brentwood. Wow, it's that close to Hollywood. Wow, that's bad. Wow, Palisades fire reaches Brentwood. Oof, oof. Fire breaks out in Brentwood 7 hours ago. The Hughes fire broke out late Wednesday morning, quickly burned through hundreds of acres of trees and brush, sending up a huge plume. I told you guys last week, the way LA is built, it's designed with half moons and a lot of trees that people don't realize that are in and surrounding LA. It can easily go to Brentwood, like I told you guys last week, because there's nothing but forest on this upper side. And it can go through Brentwood and it's going to pop across down the mountain, which could actually destroy a lot of Brentwood if it goes that route. And then it's going to skip the highway, and that 405 situation, that would be nightmarish. If it got out to Beverly Hills or something, that would even be crazier. But that's scary. I'm glad you're safe, though. Very happy you're safe. But I know people that have lost their homes. So sad. I know. Vanessa Comagate, I know. If you lived in LA as long as you have, you know people. People live all over. You know, especially where these fires are. If people do anything in LA, they generally are going to live in a little nicer areas. And those areas are a little nicer. So a lot of people I know, my friends that are over in Marina Del Rey and over in Santa Monica and Brentwood and things like that, I know they're going to be fighting for their life potentially. This is crazy. No, sir. No, sir. Now it's at Castaic. Used to go fishing there. What? Are you talking about up 5? Yeah, up 5? On the backside? Oh, no. Holy smokes. Are you serious right now? You're talking about that lake area. No way. Yes way. Oh my God. An evacuation zone. Oh no. No. No, 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 no. Don't say this. Oh, it is. It is Castaic Lake. You gotta be kidding me. Impacted areas provided for informational smoke density is based on the apparent thickness. Are you kidding me right now? That came all the way across? Well, it's doable because there's nothing but it's basically nothing but oh, yeah, I can see the traffic flow. It stopped. Oh my god. People are trying to get out. Oh, it's the Hughes fire. It's right over by Castaic Lake. I don't even know how to really pronounce it. Oh my God. All the way out through the grapevine is backed up. People are leaving to northern Cali or central Cali. Wow. Oh my God. Ladies and oh no. This is in an area that a lot of people, if you're not from Cali and not getting around in Cali, this is an area like when you're going around to the Grapevine and they have these little lakes and recreational areas all throughout. It's like you can go camping in there and never come home. You can go fishing. You can just keep going from one area to another and never have to leave up there. They have a fire there now. And there's so much acreage to burn up there. It's like oh, that's bad. Look, the only good news is they don't have that many structures up there. They do have businesses, they do have things, but it's not like there's thousands of them. That's the only thing. It's rural. So luckily, but still, people can evacuate and it's backed up. Apparently, according to the map, they're backed up. This is scary as hell. Holy smokes. No rain in sight either. Probably. That's a shame. Wow. Damn. All right, I'm going to play this real quick. Little promo. Make sure you smash that like button. Hopefully everybody stays safe because this is scary stuff. Very scary. Very scary.
Come on, come on.
I would have to sell my stock to actually, sorry about that, I was on mute. I was talking about how to save on taxes, as we've already discussed, and I was getting into some other things like gold, silver, Bitcoin, crypto, that you're going to have to put a little bit of money into. That is not a true asset that we call it here, because I can't make money off of gold, silver. I can't make money off of crypto. The only way you make money is if it goes up in value, or in the case of gold and silver, stays equivalent to the inflation rate. We can't be equivalent to the inflation rate. You still don't get ahead. So that means you have to put something in investment. But nonetheless, you should have a little bit of gold and silver, in my opinion. Duffel bag of cash, gold and silver, crypto, Bitcoin and Ethereum. MSTY is on UMAX ETFs. Dividend list every month. MSTR is the stock. They don't give dividends, but their stock price keeps rising. So therefore, their stock value goes up. Again, do you want to pay 15% tax after you hold it for a year? Or do you want to pay working for somebody else and pay 20, 25% in tax? All right, so just keep that up. Let's see what else we're going to do. I'm not going to be on here too long tonight. I've been doing some crazy things myself. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I just realized it because I saw something flashing in my eye, and I said, oh, man, I've been on mute this whole time. Victor, has it started already? They're price gouging like crazy. Yes, Vanessa Comagate, that's what I was saying here in the ATL. Same thing. I was like, is there a fire going on? Is there some catastrophe that happened in the ATL? Because the grocery store shelves are kind of half empty. Lines are like 20, 30 people deep. Water restriction. I'm just like, what the hell's going on around here? And then the prices are off the charts. It's like they just doubled them up overnight. I was just like, good God, man. Do they not have any respect for the American people up in here? Yep, I know the gouging started down in LA because they're doing it right now here in the ATL, and we haven't even gotten the true tariffs yet. They said, F that. We'll just do the tariffs already. Just add 30% to everything in the house. I'm just like, this is insane. They didn't do it to everything, but the majority of products that I buy, they were already on it. They've already increased prices 30% to 40% on everything that I buy, except, no, even the water. The 24 pack of water traditionally was $3.49 to $3.99. Right now, today, $5.99. So $3.99 to $5.99. Crazy. $2 difference. And if you start, that's what is that, 70%? 60 to 70% increase in price over last week. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right. Yeah, it's something new. My brother passed away about 10 days ago now. That's the latest thing. He was 58 years old. And, my mother passed away almost 3 years ago now. So now he passes away. And this is getting crazy. Friends of mine have passed away. I mean, this is getting to be like an epidemic around here. So that's what's been happening. But luckily, no fire, no health scares, no problems personally, but friends, friends, loved ones, family, familia, all going down. So it's pretty wild. But yeah, man, I can't even believe this. I cannot believe this. Yeah, I-5. People are trying to leave but can't leave. Wow. Wow. Yep, Palisades fire. It's by the 405. Oh, no. It's by the 405. Yep, it hit Brentwood for sure. It's in half of Brentwood right now. This is crazy. The Getty temporarily closed. Wow. Wow. It hasn't gotten down to Santa Monica. That's good. But oh my. Westridge Canyon back, it's right by the 405. See, San Vicente Mountain Park is there. Mulholland Gatewater Park and the West Ridge Canyon Back Wilderness Park is all there. Again, people, I keep telling you, LA, what you see on TV is not LA. The beach, the city, Hollywood, that's not LA. LA is more of a rural location. A lot of people don't realize all the parks that they have there, all the forestry they have there. And once you get outside of like Hollywood, downtown LA, you heard of Beverly Hills, you go over there, that's fine. But as soon as you go across 405 or down to the one and you start going up north or east, or west, you're in like freaking forest. It's almost like when you go to Monterey. If they had a fire at Monterey, it would be just as bad. It's surrounded by forest. It's crazy. So when somebody says, well, California doesn't do what they should do, I'm just like, well, let me ask somebody, how are you supposed to maintain like 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 acres of forest? I mean, it's like there's nothing to stop it. It can just keep going. You're not going to be able to maintain. You can't stop it. So the same rules apply. That's what people don't realize. Everybody thinks what they see like LA, Santa Monica and all that is LA. That's not LA in reality. That's not the area. The area is surrounded. That's why a lot of celebrities live in Calabasas, right? Pacific Palisades, Brentwood, because it's nowhere really like in the city. You're out actually in almost rural area damn near. Yeah, it's not really rural. A lot of people live there, but the fact of the matter is it's kind of rural to me. So there's a lot of forest, a lot of woods, a lot of timber, a lot of things that can burn, and it can keep burning because homes are built of wood. So they're just basically kindling wood for the forest. I mean, Tuna Canyon Park also is on your way to Malibu. So that's toast. So that's what? Topanga State Park. What is that? 1, 2, 3. Will Rogers State Park. 4, 5, 6. They got 7 state parks in the burn zone. So see, those are forests. Those are campgrounds. There's people. And guess what? When you start going to the west towards Calabasas, that's also, soon as you get a little up the mountain, you're in the forest is right behind Calabasas. So you can easily get way over there. It's crazy. Let's see. And if it goes across 405, that would be Bel Air. That would be bad. That would be crazy. Yeah, Marina Del Rey doesn't appear to have anything. Santa Monica, it's got to be dark there, but sheesh. Sheesh. How scary is that, man? Damn. Oh my God, I'm sorry to hear that. He was young. Was he sick? No. Well, it depends on what you call sick. He had diabetes. So that is in a sickness in itself. So you have to maintain that. And he was found not by me, but by my dad on the floor, dead. So, and the only reason he was already dead at least one day, because he wasn't answering my texts when I was I was down for the family house because we got to sell it. So he was supposed to go with me to Florida and he didn't go. So I said, okay, I'll go. I'll send you back some pictures, and then we're gonna be putting it up for sale and go from there. He didn't. I sent him pictures one day and he didn't send anything back. So then the next day I told my dad, hey, go over and see my brother. He's something's going on. They busted open the door. They found him on the floor dead, and apparently he was already dead either 1 or 1.5 to 2 days. He was on the floor. And he texted me the first snowfall in the ATL that was about 4 or 5 inches. So he was still alive when it snowed the last time it was in the ATL. I just don't know what happened over the next 48 hours. So it was nighttime and then the next day. So I don't know if something happened on Saturday or something happened on Sunday. I don't know. But yeah, all of a sudden. So his funeral is going to be February 1st. because he's gonna have a memorial. He had a cremation thing, so we'll have a memorial February 1st. Now I'm gonna have family coming from all over, so that's gonna be awesome. Somewhat on a sad note day, but you know it is what it is. I've been over here doing cleanup on aisle 5, and it's a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. Finding all kind of things too. Finding all kind of things, which by the way, I did find. Remember I told you guys I always had my diploma was missing even from my mom's house. Found that. Found some other things. That's pretty wild. Basketball stuff, basketball related. Some of you may or may not know I played basketball in college. I was going to go pro in Europe, but since I was making $100,000 sitting on my couch eating bonbons, I was like, that's a job. Now I have to go play for real. I was playing for fun in college, having fun at college, doing all that. Now these guys are, the guy says, as soon as you get off the plane, you can shoot from the parking lot. So I was like, that's cool. But then I was like, oh, damn, I'm going to be a professional. I got to work out every day. There's no time off. I got to actually do the damn thing. Because I could be X'd any time. Not really in my contract, but still, you could always be traded, cut, something. So I was like, this is a job. Do I really want to work out every morning? I got to work out 2 a days. Just for me. If you're going to be professional, you can't just lollygag around. They're going to pay. I was going to be one of the highest paid guys on the team. So therefore, I'm expected to do some damage when I go there. And I'm thinking, damn, do I really want to work out like this? I got a lot. I'm a business guy. I don't really care about basketball that much. It was fun and games in college, but do I really want to make this a living? Every day I'm just waking up, going there and say, hey, man, it's time for practice at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. And then I'm going to go practice at 5 or 6 again or go work out. And I was like, wait a minute, no school, no nothing. But yeah, okay, I'm going to be in Paris. I mean, I'm going to be outside of Paris a little bit. But I'm going to be D1, going to be beautiful, only play twice a week. But I was still like, man, I don't know if I want to do that. But the point is, you know, we found some of those pictures of stuff that I was doing. So, but yeah, it's sad days. So, you know, we found a ragtag team of people for my college or my high school graduation. Found a picture. I didn't even know my brother even had it. So I have my cap. We have a few of the family members around, and he's actually it's kind of a cool picture. He's holding up my diploma like beside me while we're doing this group pic, you know. So it's pretty cool. I didn't even know this picture existed, so found that on his desk. So it's pretty wild what you find. You find a lot of things. Sent my daughters some pictures from when they don't even have grandma's pictures. Found some of those for my daughters that were, you know, 1 year old, babies, things like that. So, I mean, a blessing on one side, kind of remembrance on another, and that's life. You know, people are going to pass away, unfortunately, every one of us. So we'll see what happens. Wow, it's so hard to deal with this type of loss. I hope you take a nice long vacation, boss. Hey, there's not going to be any long vacations. Nothing coming soon, unfortunately, because one of the reasons I wanted to come over to the East Coast was because my parents were getting older. And I'm a California kid, and I've never hung out here. I don't know anybody here, didn't go to school here. They moved here when I was a senior in high school in Cali, and we never visited the state of Georgia. We never did anything here. But for whatever reason, it was an up-and-coming area. Atlanta had sports teams, had cheap housing, so they decided to move over here. And I was like, okay, have a nice time. I'm going to U of F. So I never really lived over here. So that's why it's a little different for me. My brothers and sisters, they lived here. So for them, they went to high school here and middle school and all that. So they're different than me. And they lived here all their lives after, you know, but I never did. So for me, it's bittersweet. I come over here, and in 3 years, my mom passes away, and my brother passes away, which is crazy. And my dad's older. He's 88. So anything can happen to him at any time. But that's why I was here. But luckily, this is the most I've ever been here. 3 years, 4 years actually, because I came a year before my mom passed away. So I was over here for like 9 months. So, so that was cool. But other than that, this is the longest I've ever been around. So I'm gonna stay around. And as things turns out, I guess I'm gonna be staying around a little longer, because now I'm gonna have rehab to do. So the house is built in 1972. So what is that, 50-year-old house, 52. You guys know, even though these homes were built a little better back then, but it's better doesn't mean it's better for now. So now I gotta, eventually I gotta do some rehab, because it's built like a 1972 house, dining room, wall in a 3-wall environment, living room in a 3-wall environment, family room in a 3-wall environment. I'm not used to that. I'm used to the open concept. So now we got rehab. So I'll be doing a lot of rehab and doing a lot of upgrades, doing some other things that, should have been done. But, it's cost prohibitive. But over the next year or two, we'll do that. I'll get that handled. And then it'll be open for more like, instead of grandma's house or mom's house, I call that grandma's house for the kids. But for me, mama's house, I'll put it into, change it. And then it was my brother's house, because my mom gave him the house. Nice and simple, right? And so now the house belongs to nobody. Well, in Georgia, how it works, just so everybody understands. In Georgia, if you don't have children or a spouse, and you have parents that are still alive, then your assets go to your parents in Georgia. So basically, the house goes to my dad. So that's pretty wild. So, no kids, no wife. Wow, 88, God bless him. Yeah, he needs you. My sister lives in McDonough, Georgia. Nice. Yep. That's some of the growing areas in the ATL area. I think that's if I'm not mistaken, isn't that like what do you call that, northeast? I think it's northeast, I think. But I'm not that good at the places around here anyhow. I'm just guessing. It might be, but it just drives me crazy, because LA I get, so I can be in Hollywood. I can go down to Orange County. Yeah, I know it's going to take me roughly 45 minutes on any given day. That's fine. But over here, it's built different. It's not just, if I tried to go that distance here, it takes less of a distance, half the distance to Orange County, and it's still going to take me about 30 to 45 minutes. Atlanta is no better than LA. It's crazy, distance-wise and time-wise. Unless you live outside of the 285 corridor, then you can get to things a little easier. But if you're trying to go past into 285 or into 20s and start going around, it gets kind of crazy for me. But then again, I didn't grow up here, so I don't know the shortcuts. I wish I did. I used to know the shortcuts. I was here for 6 months when I went to junior college after I messed up at the U of F. Like I said, most people would be upset about messing up at the U of F, but I was on a different time thing. I was having fun. I was partying, playing hoops, playing football, barbecuing, DJing, playing pool, playing games, making money, doing all kind of stuff, not even dealing with school in reality, having fun. Grades were suffering. And then I said, I got to come study. After I mess up in, what is that, the four quarters at the time, take 12 times 4. I talked about this before, 48 credits. After you mess off 48 credits and have a 1.5, 1.3, and you're on academic probation with the U of F, I said, okay, enough fun and games. I need to go to a small school, but first, let me go up to the ATL and go to a junior college for, they were on quarters too. So spring, what was that? Winter, spring, summer, I took 60 quarters or 60 units to offset my 48 units. And so I got straight A's, 4.0. So it offset my 1.3. So just throw out the 1.3. So I got 4.0. So now my grades are back to normal. So now I can go to any school in the world. And that's why I chose Sonoma State. 5,000 students, Division II for basketball, campus over by wine country, Bodega Bay, 45 to an hour away from San Francisco, 30 minutes Marin County. It was beautiful. 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 All right, Victor. He's going on his world tour. How is your traveling going, dealing with crazy weather? Have you been outside the country? Not yet. I think he's leaving in about February 1st, South America, but he's going to tell you where he's going. I just know one's Lima, Peru. I know another is Buenos Aires. I know another is, now I'm missing the other two places. I can't remember. He added something to his where he was going. So yeah, he's going to have some fun out there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, enough about me. Let's get back to the situation at hand. We're almost at 2 hours. I'm not going to keep talking about anything else. Please join us on Friday night, DMJ911. I see you on Instagram. Everybody, if you haven't joined us on Instagram, make sure you go to Stop Struggling Now on Instagram. If you haven't been on Instagram and you don't like to follow us at Stop Struggling Now, then the least you can do is go over to Instagram and go follow our very own Post-Retirement Travel, because he's going to be posting up some videos. All right, make it that easy, ladies and gentlemen. Go show some love, go show some support, hit the follow buttons, hit the like buttons, no matter where you are. Post-Retirement Travel on YouTube. It's that simple. Click on his icon, so then that way you can go to his channel. You can see him in the chat, and that'll take you to the channel. Then hit subscribe and the all icon button. And if you're following us, hit our icon buttons, hit the follow buttons as well. And they ring the bell for all notifications. Make sure you get all that, because they show us no love here on Instagram. Or show us, in fact, we have no love on social media, period. Just so you guys know. Oh, there's one place we have love, and that's Pinterest. Pinterest, we have love. I've always had love on Pinterest. Pinterest, we actually had 300,000 followers on Pinterest years ago. And then all of a sudden, just like what happened with YouTube, demonetization happened, same thing happened. They go, you can't even have your own name anymore. Can't have Stop Struggling Now. 300,000 followers on Pinterest. Now, 131 followers, and now have to use the name Struggling Now. It's not Stop Struggling Now on Pinterest. But down below in the description box, make sure you sign up with all of our social media platforms. All right? Not all social media platforms gets video. Podcast gets audio. So that's cool. All right. Boss, how's Mo Better and the guys' properties going in the DR? It's the same. We're all waiting for delivery. Nothing has changed. But delivery is supposed to be, for some, 2025. So something should be happening over the next 6 to 12 months. Next is 2026, because we have people here that have purchased some properties there that's going to be delivered in 2026 from Seven Palms. Whether it's going to be in 2 years, or shall I say a year and a half to 2 years, let's put it that way, it'll be lovely. So there you go with that. That'll be beautiful. All right, here's the list. Leaving February 1st, starting Costa Rica. That's what I forgot. Then Peru, then Argentina, then Chile, and then Uruguay. Beautiful. Coming back to the USA mid to end March to do taxes. Then heading to Europe 15 April for 3 months. Oh my God, this sounds awesome. You deserve it, man. Again, ladies and gentlemen, don't do this at home unless you put money in a 401k, unless you have a pension coming in, unless you have dividend stocks and some passive income coming in. Do not try this at home. All right. You have to do something in your life in order to do this. He's going to be Mr. Worldwide here shortly. And oh, by the way, let it out the bag, post-retirement travel, let it out the bag. Then when are you going to the Asian tour? See? Oh, the Asian tour is also going to probably be sometime later this year. You gotta love it. The man deserves it. He made investments in real estate, in stocks. He does options trading. He's always learning, and a 401k. And therefore, he set himself up over the years. You can't do it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes it takes 20, 30, 35 years. Nothing wrong with that. But just do it. So, yeah, he's going to be Mr. Worldwide. Whoa, that's awesome, Victor. I want to be your luggage. You deserve it, bro. Start your videos. Exactly. We're all waiting for it. Hopefully you're practicing that drone, man. Because I have a drone here and I've never used it once. And I've had it for 2 months. I supposed to use it when we went to DR in December. And I had it in my bag. Didn't even realize it till I got back. I was like, oh, it was in the bottom of my luggage. I was like, are you kidding me? I had this thing the whole time. I would have at least tried some footage out there by the beach or something, but nope, I forgot it. I blew it. But we were on another mission at that time. We had some things to check out. All right. Well, I'm going to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen, here shortly. So just make sure you smash the like buttons no matter where you're watching this from, following this from. That would be greatly appreciated. We save traveling overseas, even eating out daily. You can't get ahead in this country. Uber in Argentina is $3 to $5 exactly. Here in Florida, you have to pay $60 for the airport. Disgusting. Getting jammed. Post-retirement travel. Again, yes, drone footage is the best. Exactly. Yeah, and I'll post this again. This is what people don't understand. When you leave, like, here's what's going to happen. When he comes back from his South America tour, hopefully he'll be on the live streams, and he's going to start telling you how cheap everything is compared to USA. Here's the retirement information, just so everybody understands. Look at some of the places in the world where this is almost your expenses you need. Look at this. You guys see this? $1,300 a month, $1,200 a month, $1,400 a month. That's all you need. Annually. A lot of you have Social Security coming in at these amounts. The lower end, $1,200 a month, $1,300 a month, $1,400, $1,500, $2,000. So this is easily doable when you see this type of thing. Look at these numbers. Just look. Look at this. 20,000 is Italy and even Spain. I mean, 1,500, 1,700. Look at this though for USA, 52 grand at the bottom. Look at this. Big discrepancy. 5Gs, 4Gs a month. Huge discrepancy for the rest of the world. A lot of places, when we start talking about Mexico, Brazil, Jamaica, Greece, Japan, man, Ellen Icon, 16,000 average annual retirement expenses is 16,000. Hell, I mean, I should buy some at Ellen Icon. If it's that cheap over there, Japan, 17 grand. Costa Rica, 18 grand. Are you serious right now? Portugal, 19 grand. Panama, 19 grand. One of my friends from high school is going to go buy something in Panama right now. Spain. And that's what Mr. and Mrs. Cool was talking about. They're going over to Spain to start really getting more interested in purchasing over there in Spain. And I can't blame them at this. Italy, 20 grand. France, look at this. Look at this. The EU zone, Spain, Italy, France, 20K. Compared to the USA, 52K retirement expenses. Wow. Wow. That is bad. I'm seriously ready to get out of here. I'm tired, y'all. Yes, Vanessa Comagate, seamless genius. Exactly. We're all tired. I agree with you. And you know why it's tiring? It's because the treadmill never stops. Because even when you get ahead, you're like, okay, I make 150,000, 200,000. Then you're like, wait a minute. The cost of living just keeps, even you increase by 50 grand, you're getting expenses increasing like 10 to 15 to 20, 25 grand. So it's like, okay, an extra extra 500 to 1,000 a month, that's great, but it ain't like an extra 25 or 3 G's a month like it should be that I can just throw away in the wind. So things start getting tighter and tighter. Meanwhile, the rest of the world is just sitting there going, oh, this is a nice day. Why don't we have a siesta in the afternoon? Yeah, let's just work for the first 4 hours. Then we're going to go have a siesta, and we'll come back at 3, 2:30, 2 o'clock, and yeah, chill out. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, seriously. Seriously, this is wild. So, anyhow, that's what we're working on right now. Save on your taxes, ladies and gentlemen, because that's how you actually get more money in your pocket. You can't go wrong that way, so you have to be cognizant of everything now. Anything you invest in, you can deduct if it's a true investment. So, you start a business, you can deduct for starting a business up to $5,000 with the IRS. You go over $5,000, then you might be audited. But even if you're starting a business, you get up to take the $5,000. Okay, take the $4,950. I don't really care. But the point is, you get up to $5,000 automatically, no questions asked. Trying to do 20, 30, 50 grand as a startup, yeah, you might get checked. But that's what you have to do. If you want to start a business, that's high risk. Why not invest in a business that already exists? bizbuysell.com. Why don't you just go there? There's people doing seller financing for everything. And you want to know why? Because how many people would give somebody $1 million, $2 million from a mom and pop business? It's easier for the mom and pop business to say, okay, I'll do seller financing. You just give me like 3, 4, 5, or 10 G's a month, whatever they know the profit can sustain, and give you a little money in your pocket. So they'll say, just give me $5,000 a month. I'm good. While you run the business. And then as soon as I get my portion that you owe me, then you have it. Under contract, of course. But you're the one that's going to be doing the work now. He's taken off. He's like, I don't want to do the work anymore. Mom and pops, generally you have to be there. But that's still another way to get in. Oh, and by the way, I want to mention something. Good to see you, boss. Same here. Nice to see you once again. Be safe out there. And I hope you and your loved ones and family are going to be safe as well. And fam, love you guys. Stay safe. Sending prayers to you for strength, boss. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. And everybody, you guys know I love you as well. Who's watching, who's been here for the years, who's just showed up. I love you guys very much. If you ever need me, you know where to find me. Support@stopstrugglingnow.com is the email address. Support@stopstrugglingnow.com. You can hit me up there or on any live stream. You're always welcome to be in any chat room where we're live, and I will answer questions. And I'm not the smartest guy in the tool shed, but we have other people here with experience and knowledge as well that can contribute to the conversation. So if there's something you need to ask about, feel free. Always ask. And with all that said, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And I know it's hard out here, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why you can't give up just yet. See, there's a skill set. The Seamless Genius, she has a skill set. She can make money anywhere in the world. I have a skill set. We can make money in different places around the world. We have products, we have businesses that we can be sitting in a lot of different locations. As long as I have Wi-Fi, we're good to go. But not everybody has that. So you have to set up your best situation for you that is going to be sustainable in the long run with an increase of prices of 20 to 30 to 50%. And who knows what other bumps in the roads are going to come. But that's what you're going to have to concentrate on. Stop buying liabilities immediately. Pay off all debt immediately. I sound like Dave Ramsey. But at this point, there is no choice. You cannot be paying 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35% interest rates on credit cards when the cost of living is going up. You're using that money that you could be using to invest to actually pay down on liabilities. You can't do that. Those days are over. You only have 2 years left to get your assets that pay you. After those 2 years, game over. Because 85% of you will be living paycheck to paycheck. Game over. All right, everything has been in place. The tariffs are in place. The retaliatory tariffs are coming. They're already in place. The cost of living is going to rise. Even if you make higher wages, you're not going to outpace the inflation. The United States is going to reduce interest rates because I know they're going to apply pressure to the Federal Reserve and try to overhaul that Federal Reserve system so they can actually try to drop the rates. But dropping the rates is going to increase inflation because more people are going to borrow. You guys don't understand. You can't do that. That's what already happened. You cannot add another 25% to the deficit. You can't do that. Like the first term of this president when he was in at 45. When he was president number 45, he added 23% to the deficit. That caused inflation. Blame it on somebody else all you want. If you do that again, you're going to, instead of at 85% of people living paycheck to paycheck, it's going to be somewhere between 85 and 90. Because you cannot add another 20 some percent when Biden added another 5 trillion or thereabouts. So now this deficit's going to be at 37, 36. So what are we talking about here? That means we'll be in the 40s. We'll go from 37, 36 to 42, 43. You know how much money you're going to have to print to pay off that debt, the interest? We already can't pay the interest right now. You know what would happen if somebody all of a sudden called, did their say, we want our money? Ladies and gentlemen, we're in a precarious situation. And the rest of the world knows it. And you're an American citizen. You should be looking for outside the United States opportunities. That's all I'm going to tell you. I've been saying this for 5 years. So some people have a head start. They have an advantage because they've been watching. They've been listening. They've been paying attention. They've done the damn thing. But if you get caught, trust me, if your passports get shut down, I keep saying this, people think it may be a pipe dream. I'm telling you, in order to keep your citizens from leaving your country, you're going to have to shut off people's passports or movements. That's why China, North Korea, all of these like little third world countries in a lot of locations, they know their citizens would leave if they could. Russia, all these places, people would be like, I'm out. And they're like, no, 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 you're restricted. One of your family members can leave, not all of you. Because if you don't come back, we're going to do something to your family members. People don't know what goes on in the rest of the world. It's treacherous out here. Because countries can't afford to keep losing their workforce. And that's what we're going to have here in America. Quickly, when people realize just what I showed you, the retirements, $52,000 is your rental or your retirement expenses in America. Meanwhile, in some very nice places, $20,000 or less. I wouldn't mind hanging out in Spain. I have no problem with Portugal. I have no problem with Italy. I have no problem with France. I mean, seriously, I don't even have a problem with Brazil. Seriously now. So I wouldn't have a problem in Japan either. So all I'm saying is there's a lot of places that you can live off of for $2,000 a month and has better healthcare situation for you even as a foreigner, has better policing, so to speak. The murder rate is lower. The crime rate is lower. I mean, this is crazy what I'm saying right now. This used to be America that I'm talking about. Crime rate's not that high. Inflation not that high. I mean, this is what we're talking about. Now we're talking about other countries. So I'm just giving you guys heads up. I wasn't wrong about 5 years ago what was going to happen, where it was going to go down. I'm not going to be wrong about 3 years either. It's already being set up for us. There's just who's ever going to put themselves in position to win. And I want you guys to put yourselves in position. So therefore, if you need anything, come join us. Punta Cana Investors Forum. No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. May 13th, 14th, and 15th. Go over to ssnlifestyle.com. ssnlifestyle.com and find out. Order today, $199. If you're going to come, stay in the Los Corrales area. Look on the map. La Bruja. Stay in that area. Or El Cortecito. The reason I say that is because it's cheaper to stay in that area, and it's by the beach. The beach clubs are there. The restaurants are there. Nightclubs, music, casino, Everything is there. Walking distance, less than 5 minutes to the beach, less than 5 minutes to any of them things I just talked about. So that just gives you an idea. Beach clubs, free, no problem. Just hang out, no biggie. Order a drink or not, fine. Beautiful thing, right? So May 13th, 14th, 15th, come join us. The first 5 people is $199.99. After we get 5 people, then it goes up to $249. But get your tickets now. StopStrugglingNow.com. Get your tickets there or get some gear. It's chilly out here. You should have ordered some hoodies already. If you haven't already, I have a limited amount of hoodies left. So unfortunately, I have to get the company that used to make our hoodies went out of business. It's in Fort Myers, unfortunately. And the last hurricane and pandemic and all this, even if the families owned it for 20 years, they just couldn't sustain it. So they're out of business. So now I have to go trust another. I do screen prints. All our stuff is screen print or embroidered. These are screen printed, all our hoodies and shirts. So I have to find a new screen printer here. I'm going to have to go out and get some new friends in the ATL and go find some reasonable embroiderers too, embroidery and screen printers. But the first time I looked for screen printers, it was disappointing because everybody seems to be on an 800 number. Then they route me to people. And I was like, this is how they do business here. And so I just was like trying to get the guys down in Fort Myers to do my stuff, and they couldn't do it. So I'm just like, damn. I went to get my stuff embroidered here. They're saying, oh, it's going to take about 3 weeks, a month. I'm just like, damn. I'm sitting in their place, and it's like empty. Nobody's there. Nothing's going on. And I'm like, okay, so they're giving it to another third party, I guess, to do it. I'm just like, this is crazy. But I get it. I get it. Lower overhead, I guess. But nonetheless, so now I got to make some new acquaintances here in the ATL because it looks like I'm going to be here for a little while. And because I'm not actually going to go anywhere. Like I said, my dad's 88. I was coming over this way just to hang out with my parents because they were getting older. So I'm here. So that's the objective. So luckily he's doing fine. Still walking around, still mowing the lawn, still going out to even play some golf. Beating up on dudes half his age because you know how they play that $5, $10 a hole and some other little kickers that kick in. He's still winning some holes even. My dad was pretty good at golf. He was actually on the, not the PGA tour, but the tour. It's almost like the Nike tour. It's the second tier down. He was on that tour, but he wasn't sponsored. So he had to use his own money. And then he learned the hard way, just like the poker players. It's different. You're good, but all the dudes that play are sponsored. They're getting all their clubs redone for free to match their swing and all that stuff. He has to go and pay somebody to do that. And it's thousands of dollars. Okay, so he has the thousands, but still, you go from event to event, and then you have to pay for your hotel room. You have to pay for your food expenses. That starts adding up. So that's why I used to tell people, if you want to play poker, like I've told you guys before, it's money management just like anything else. And that's going to be the key over the next 2 years. It's all about money management. So if you're not going to be on your money management program at your best peak right now and starting it, then you're going to have a problem 2.5 years from now because it's going to be over. All right? It's going to be over. Don't say I did not warn you. And when I'm out on my retirement and waving at you on the boat and sitting there going, hey, man, running down here in South Florida somewhere, hanging out with people, chilling. I'm over here in Cali chilling. I'm wherever in EU zone chilling. I won't be on YouTube. Maybe I'll do a video every once in a blue moon because I'll have over 1,000, probably 12 to 1,500 videos by that time. So I'll just post up every now and then. If I'm over in Mr. Worldwide territories, I'll do a little, 10, 15 minute thing, update, seeing how things going. But I'm not going to be doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday live streams. There won't be other videos coming out like that. So you guys get prepared. No matter what you do, prepare to be able to be moving. If something happens, you got to go, okay, I have something over here, I can go. Or stay. But you have options. That's what you need right now. You don't need another car. You don't need another house. You don't need no liabilities. What you need is options to be able to come and go as you please. Even if somebody turns off your passport, if you are near like Mexico, for instance, if you have something in Mexico, that's better than having something in Brazil, because you have to get there, right? So just keep in mind, if there's travel restrictions, you might not be able to do what you want to do. So having something somewhere else. Now, if you're a citizen of somewhere else as well, or married to somebody that's a citizen somewhere else, well, then you have a heads up. You have an up. You have a way out. So just keep that in mind. All right. All right. I'm going to check out now. We got to go. So make sure you stay safe out here, because you never know what's going to happen and what people's moods are, because as things get harder and harder, people tend to act a little more stranger. So just make sure you keep a level head. Don't do anything crazy, foolish, get yourself in trouble being in the prison industrial complex. You don't want to be in that, because that's the way they make money, right? You don't want them making money off of you working for Motorola or working for some food factory, because yes, you do work when you're in jail. All right, I'm just saying. So just make sure you guys don't do anything crazy out here. Just make sure that you work hard, stack your money away, get your duffel bags of cash ready, get your investments that with assets that pay you, and make sure you keep your head up. Keep moving, and I'm